welcome back to the Mindful Spoon, the place where we talk about nutrition, gut health, and all that stuff. So, as most of you guys know, part of this channel is me talking about my gastritis issues and how I've had issues with my gut pretty much for quite a while and how I've been healing my gut. So, with that said, a big part of this whole journey has been me trying to test different things out in the kitchen and trying to heal my gut through food as well, not only through supplements and through different practices that I do. So I wanted to show you guys a couple of recipes like some of you guys have requested in the comments for my previous videos. So I'm going to be doing a breakfast recipe, a lunch recipe, and a dinner recipe. So hopefully you have all of these things. I'm trying to make them as accessible and as budget friendly as possible. And the reason we're including these specific ingredients is because they're good for your gut health and because they've helped me in my gastritis journey. So why don't we just get started? Okay, so let's start with our breakfast option. This is actually a recipe that I found from the book Run Fast, Eat Slow. As you guys know, I really like to do a lot of running, and this is actually from an Olympian herself and her friend who created this cookbook. And the recipes look really, really yummy, and I've been wanting to try these muffins for a very, very long time. Now you can make these in a normal pan, like a brownie pan, if you do not have the muffin pan. So you're going to need your muffin pan. You're also going to be needing 2 carrots. We're going to be shredding them down, along with 1 zucchini. Now I said this was going to be a muffin. Y'all thought it was probably a sweet muffin. It is not a sweet muffin. I mean, it is. It's pretty yummy, but it has a lot of really good dense foods that are whole foods that will really help you with your digestion. So we have those 2 vegetables, some baking soda, some honey, or you can use maple syrup as well, some cinnamon, some salt, some almond flour. If you do not have almond flour, that is completely okay. You can go ahead and substitute that amount for some oat flour, which you just blend oatmeal together. That's how you make oat flour. You need oatmeal as well. Some chopped walnuts, cranberries, then you need some eggs, and you need some dates if you really want to. You can substitute either or. You can either do cranberries or dates or both together, however you want. I'm going to be showing you the amounts that you need of each ingredient and how I mixed it all up and put it on the pan. Okay, so I really want some Chick-fil-A right now, but I do not want to go and get it. And also, I want to make a very digestive friendly option for anyone out there who's ever kind of craving those types of things. Like Chick-fil-A, if you don't have it wherever you are, it's pretty much just like fried chicken in either a sandwich or like nugget forms and French fries. However, in this case, we're going to be using, instead of white potatoes, sweet potatoes. For our batter, we have our chicken here. We're going to cut up in pieces and make them into nuggets. And for our batter, we're going to go ahead and use some eggs with panko crumbs. We're just going to be using some black pepper and some Himalayan pink salt. You can also use different types of seasonings. The only thing I have with that, I guess it's not an issue, but I know some people sometimes have sensitivities to like garlic and onion powders and stuff like that. So do what you will with that. I'm doing it like the most basic form ever so that it can apply to as many people as possible who have like digestive issues. So with that said, let's get started. The key to getting them to taste like French fries, aside from like the seasoning, is to make them look like French fries. So this is one thing that I'm doing, is I'm cutting them exactly how you would think French fries look, kind of like long strips, and I don't know, they just kind of look more pretty. Do the first batch. I'm obviously not gonna eat all of these. I'm putting mine in the air fryer. If you do not have an air fryer, you can bake these. Okay, so now we have one bowl with egg, and I kind of mixed it around a little bit, so it's a mixed egg, and I put some salt in there. And then now this next bowl is gonna have the panko crumbs, so I'm just gonna distribute them like this on the plate. And once I cut up the chicken, I will be putting it in the egg first, then the panko crumbs, then the egg again, and then the panko crumbs, so that it gets nice and like it has that crispiness to it and it has that layer to it. Now I will be doing this not on the stove. I'll be doing this, the chicken part, in the air fryer as well. So if you don't have an air fryer, like I mentioned before, you can do it on an oven. So let's cut the chicken. Most people with gastritis or acid reflux cannot eat ketchup or any of those types of things. So this classic ranch, it's actually a yogurt dressing dip, is really good, and it's also really good on calories if you're watching that as well. I just tried the chicken and it's so good. Okay, we have our sweet potatoes here, and we're gonna go ahead, cut the ends, and we are going to peel them. Cut them into smaller squares and then put them into a pot of boiling hot water. Boil them for a little bit, and then we're gonna get them nice and mashed up. All I'm gonna be using is some olive oil and some salt to taste. Keeping it very simple. Again, we don't want to irritate the gut lining with any heavy seasonings. We can also use some Japanese sweet potatoes, which are really good. They're actually white on the inside and they're purple on the outside. They're really, really yummy, and they taste just like sweet potatoes, sometimes even better, but it all depends on what you like. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the ends of these asparagus. They're nice and washed as well. Don't forget to wash them. And these we're going to cook separately. Asparagus are amazing sources of prebiotics. Let me just tell you, prebiotics are amazing because they feed your probiotics. Your probiotics are amazing because they're the bacteria, they're the good bacteria that are in your gut and ultimately help your digestive system. And the best way you can get these types of bacteria into your body is by having really good whole food sources like asparagus. We have our bowl here to be able to mix everything together and create the meatballs. We have our turkey here and the seasonings, the preferred seasonings that I'm putting in here. I'm never really exact when I'm cooking, I just kind of wing it. I think that's like the Mexican in me. I'm using salt, I'm using pepper, and I'm using Italian seasoning just to kind of flavor it up a little bit more. And to give it that fragrancy, I'm using some cilantro as well. One of the really cool things about cilantro is that it actually helps with your digestive upset stomachs or stomach aches, any type of thing like that. I'm going to be adding the meat in here. Let me get a spoon really quick to mix it up. I'm telling you guys, I wing it. I wouldn't even tell you how much to put. Whatever that was, maybe like 1 tablespoon maybe. When it comes to pepper too, I'm very like, as long as it doesn't look too peppery, it's fine. It just gives it some flavor. And with the Italian seasoning, we're being quite handy as well. We're gonna grab some of this cilantro, mix it up. Here we have our mixture. We're gonna go ahead and make small balls. I like to just roll them with my hands. You can put on some gloves if you like. I'm just gonna do it like this. And voila, we have our meatballs ready to be put into the stovetop. Now let's head over there and get everything settled. Okay, we're in the stovetop. I'm currently boiling some of the sweet potatoes, and I have the asparagus right here. And this is where our meatballs are gonna go.